So this one's kind of a doozy. My ex left me at one of my most sensitive times in my left. Am I overreacting? Okay. Yeah, the title's a little odd, but 18M, recently got broken up with by my ex, F19. She said we weren't compatible, even though that hurt a lot. I didn't hold it against her. Around that same time, I've been dealing with some health problems from an older surgery. That's been pretty rough to manage. During the breakup, she told me I could reach out to her if I ever needed support. And that's where this is going to hurt because you already know where this is going. That stuck with me because even if we weren't together anymore, I still trusted her and cared about her as a person. A few days ago, I found out I had to go in for emergency surgery at the end of the month. Damn. I kind of panicked. I wasn't trying to restart anything. She turned me down. She said she couldn't be that person for me anymore. I understand, but it still hurt. She was the one who told me I could lean on her if I ever needed to. And when I finally did, she shut me out. What made it worse is finding out that she'd been back in contact with her ex. And you already know the whole story, what's going on there. I saw her wish him a happy birthday on Discord, and it really messed with my head, and I ended up blocking her because I was upset. And then I found out about the surgery and unblocked her, and when I panicked, now I feel stuck. I don't know if she's seeing her ex. She is, again or not. But it's clear she's moved on faster than I have because she's seeing her ex. I'm frustrated and honestly hurt. I know she doesn't owe me anything, she doesn't. But part of me can't stop thinking about how different things feel now compared to when she said she'd be there for me. I'm still trying to accept it and focus on myself before surgery, but it's hard to process everything. And it's been having a huge impact on my mental health. And my guy, um, I literally went through something similar. Me and an ex broke up. I mean, she left me. She'd been talking to this guy who had like three teeth, and at this point, I didn't know how to maneuver around women. I didn't. Like, I can get laid, but I couldn't talk to women. I didn't know how to actually deal with them. So when that particular ex still says she wanted to be friends with me, I of course jumped on it. What ended up happening was I had an abscess on the roof of my mouth, and it was getting big. Like, it was like golf ball size. It was hard to eat. Everything hurt, and I didn't have the money for a dentist, so I just cut it out myself. And of course, I did the whole thing where I did the sad send her a message. I'm sorry about this. I wound up cutting too deep on this abscess on the roof of my mouth, and I'm sorry. Because she blamed me for everything that happened. Because, it was a case of I lost my job. Then this other guy showed up in her life who never had a job, but he was close. And she called me to make sure that I wasn't killing myself over her. And then when she found out, but even though I said right there in the message, I cut out the abscess on the roof of my mouth and I cut too deep, she just saw I cut too deep and assumed I was killing myself over her. No. I told her through bloody mouth because she literally, like a second after I sent that, she messaged me on that, and when I was able to explain it through my bloody mouth that it was not over her, it's just that I cut this abscess out, her response was, okay, why are you bothering me with this? I'm sitting here thinking I'm going to die, and that's what her response is. Yeah, that hurt. That really hurt. And the blood was still coming. I was choking on my own blood. My response was to go to the bathroom, put a wad of toilet paper the size of like my fist, an orange, in my mouth, and then I passed out from blood loss, wondering why is that what her response was. Well, why did she do that? I still don't have entirely all the filling on the top of my mouth either. I don't. Because I didn't have the money for dentistry to get that fixed, and well, that's what happened. And so, some women can be cruel. Not all women, and this is one of those cases where you wind up with a cruel one who, even though she said something I'm sorry, you weren't the guy for her. She's right, you weren't compatible. And I'm sorry you have to hear that, but no. She's going to leave you and then start talking back to her ex. Something was not kosher in the relationship. I don't know if it was you or if it was her, but the fact that she's responding like this, I'm leaning towards her. And it's messing with your head. She went back to her ex. That's obvious for anyone who has any real understanding of women or dating in general. That's what's going on here. So how do you move on from that? One of my favorite sayings that came from a buddy of mine is that the moment she's gone, she's irrelevant. And that's what you need to understand here. She's gone. She's not going to be there for you anymore. Honestly, it didn't seem like she wanted to, because she said that line, that cheesy-ass line that we always hear, I'll be there for you if you need me. And then when it came time for you to actually need her, when you are going to surgery over something that is deep and dark, and this is her response, fuck her. Fuck her. You know what? You don't need her. There are plenty of good women out there, but this one, fuck her. She does not need you. You do not need her. In fact, you're better off without her. She did you a favor. So, you need to focus on yourself. You need to focus on getting your mental health better. You need to focus on, dealing with your health after the surgery. And this, fuck her. Now, learning how to not be in that trap afterwards, I'm going to leave that on to you. I really should write that as a chapter in my book, Game in a Day. Anyways, like, share, subscribe. Hopefully this message gets to you, guy. I'm going to post it on your thing. Have a good one.